Okay, we're going to talk about solving linear inequalities. These are kind of like equations, but only with a less than or a greater than sign. Remember, the arrow always points to the smaller number. So this is saying number 1 that x is less than 3. And we usually graph the solution set because we've got more than one solution. If it's x equal to 3, there would only be one solution, 3. But since it's less than 3, there are a lot of numbers less than 3. So in order to get an idea of what we're talking about, we usually graph the solution set to show all the possible numbers. So since x is less than 3, it's not equal to 3, so here's my number line. I label it x, put arrows at both ends, and I put a 3 on here because that's my reference point. I always want to put a 0 also. I know 3 is to the right of 0. And since it's going to be less than 3 but not equal to 3, I put a circle around 3. And then I'll just squiggle in here like this. All right, just squiggle that like that so you know what you mean. If you use colors, I guess you could use colors, but you may not have colors, so you do something like that. Okay, then over here, x is greater than or equal to negative 4. That means that x, and remember it always points to the smaller number, so x is bigger than negative 4, so it's to the right of negative 4. And when you have the variable on the left, the arrow actually shows you which direction you're going to be shading. As long as the variable's on the left, then I'm going to be shading in this direction, you see. Since the variable's on the left, I'm going to be shading in this direction. All the numbers to the right of negative 4 and equal to negative 4, because it's greater than or equal to negative 4, so I'll put a circle there, and I'll just shade it like this. So that's all I have to do for a simple inequality. Now here we have a little bit more complex inequality, and we have our rules, and we went over these in class, that you can add or subtract the same number from both sides of an inequality and it will not affect it. In other words, you can treat it just like an equation. So if this was an equal sign, well, what I do, I would add 5 to both sides, so you can do the same thing over here. So just add 5 to both sides. And it does not change the direction of the inequality. So on the left, we've got x. This is still greater than. And negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. So x is greater than negative 2, not equal to. So here I've got my number line. So what I'll do is I'll put my 0 on my number line. I could put the 0 anywhere. And I could put the negative 2 anywhere. If I just put that, I could put a negative 1. But if I just put a negative 2, I could put a negative 2 right here. And I know that negative 1 would go right in the middle. That's what we call a ruler postulate. Once you set two numbers on the number line, you've got everything else. And these are going to be the numbers that are going to be going to the right, this direction of negative 2, but not equal to. So I'll put a circle at negative 2, and I'll shade those in like this. So this is x is greater than negative 2. There's negative 2, but it's not equal to. All right? So again, we can, just like an equation, we can add the same number to both sides of an inequality, and it does not change that inequality. Number 4 over here. We can also subtract the same number from both sides of an inequality, and that will not change the inequality. This is saying x plus 2 is less than or equal to 8. Remember, it always points to the smaller side. So positive 2 and negative 2 is 0. X plus 0 is just x. And that's going to be less than or equal to 6. So on my number line, I can put 0 anywhere, so I'll put 0 over here. And without putting all the increments, I could put 6 over here. I know that 6 is going to be some number to the right of 0, so as long as it's to the right of 0, I could put it there, I could put it there, I could put it there. But once I have that set, I know 1 is about 1/6 of the way, so I can fill that in if I wanted to, but you don't really need to. You just want to have your main points. And this is going to be less than or equal. So I have a dot at 6 because it could be equal to 6. And this is the direction that I shade in or squiggle in. Just to indicate that we know we mean everything to the left of 6. Okay? Now we could also multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by the same number, and it does not affect that. And maybe we'll say that for the next video.